Good morning, this is Will Faerber from Art2Ride, and I'm here this morning with my good buddy Balador to make an important announcement. We had a great trip on our last trip to Europe. Everyone was wonderful, horses were wonderful, all the facilities were wonderful that we went to. And I'm here to announce in Norway next spring, we're going to have an Art2Ride spring retreat that's going to last from May 6th until about the 14th. In that week, we'll have 2 clinics back-to-back on the following weekends, and for the 5 days in between, we're going to have some very special things. My wife Karen will be coming along to give a saddle fit clinic, where we will teach people interested in, especially our associate trainers who are interested in becoming saddle fitters themselves, or at least knowing enough about it to be able to help their students without having to call in a saddle fitter every time that you need a problem with a saddle. So that'll be great. We're also going to do 1 day of a teaching clinic, in other words, how to teach this method, the methods of teaching that we use, so that we keep everything in line with the Art2Ride principles, so to speak, in teaching. So we'll have 1 day of that, which is especially for our Art2Ride associate trainers, but anyone else who's interested will be welcome to come. It's a beautiful facility that we're going to be at. I'll be giving, right after this, there'll be a little travel log about it, and I'll take you through the property. It's 200 acres, full cross-country track through the woods. It's got a full race course, indoor arenas, stabling for 50 horses. So it's a perfect place, one of the most beautiful farms in the world. Even has 2 18-hole golf courses on the property. We even are going to have a fun day of playing golf while we're there. So it's going to be lots of fun. We'll be making more announcements about this as we go, but pretty much the spring Art2Ride retreat in Norway, and hopefully this will become a yearly thing, as this is one of the most beautiful facilities for holding something like this. So have a look at the travel log that you're about to see, and I hope many of you can join us in Norway, even as just as spectators. There will be some horses available to ride for people on kind of a first come, first served basis. That is, who request it and what Lynn has available there at the farm at the time. So have a look at the following video, and I hope we see you all in Norway next year. Hello, this is Will Faerber from Art2Ride, and today I'm here with our good friend Lynn Therese Olafsson, who is the manager of this beautiful farm. What is the name of this actual farm, which I can't pronounce?
It's Semb Hovedgård in
yes,
Norway. Yeah.
What she said. So this is one of the beautiful thoroughbred farms here in Norway that a few years ago was evidently shut down for a little while, and Lynn Therese here was able to come in as the trainer and manager now, and is trying to create a place where a destination resort, actually, kind of, for horse people can come. Now you can come here anytime and train with her, and I certainly suggest that anybody who's coming to Norway should come and visit this place, because it literally is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen anywhere, which you will all see. And that's what we're going to do here today, is just give you a little travel log of what the place looks like. So how long have you been here now?
Since May. So
since May. So this is all very new. And once again, Lynn Therese is our latest associate trainer to join us. So you're going to be seeing a lot of her on the website. We've just finished a 3-day clinic here that was absolutely wonderful. Everybody was fantastic that we had in the clinic and really enthusiastic about the work. And the idea that Lynn Therese here has is to create a center for this kind of classical riding, where people can not only jump, because she's a jumper rider herself, and as well as dressage. So we're looking to bring that in. As you know, all of you, that we are creating the World Dressage Federation, so we're hoping to have a jumping division in that as well, which I'm hoping that Lynn Therese here will help us with that as we begin to try to evolve some rules that will bring some scent into the jumping world as well as the dressage world, and make it a little safer and just more fun for us and the horses, right? Yeah. So we're thinking down in the future that we can have ultimately destination weekend clinics here where people can come. There's stabling for how many horses here?
50.
50 horses. As you'll see when we take you through the barn, it's absolutely a wonderful place. 3 stories. Every stall is at least 15 by 15, I believe.
Yeah.
And just one of the most amazing complete facilities you'll ever see. So we're going to take a moment here, and I'm going to flip the camera around and give you a little pan shot of where we are right now, and then we're going to take a little trip through the entire property and have a look at each individual thing. There's a full-size outdoor racetrack. There's another racetrack evidently that goes through the woods, is that what I understand?
Yeah.
Beautiful indoor arena, one of the nicest I've ever seen. Best acoustics I've ever seen in anyone. Absolutely wonderful. Where we had the clinic this weekend. And there's outdoor jumping arenas, I assume, somewhere, or outdoor arenas of some kind?
Actually, it's not, but we are building 2.
Oh, they are building 2, so 2 in the process. This was a thoroughbred farm, so probably why they didn't have any jumping arenas, but they are putting those outdoor arenas in at the moment, and those should be in soon, so that'll be really great. So I'm going to flip things around here and let you have a look at, we're standing here in the driveway right now, which will give you a little view down to the chateau home here and a little overview of what the property looks like. Okay, here we go. So you see out there's a lake off in the distance, if you can see. And that's the racetrack is off in that distance
Yeah.
someplace, kind of out in the sun. The place also has its own golf course as well. So if any of you are golfers, when we come for these destination weekends, maybe we'll have a fun little golf round while we're at it. So I'm going to pan around. You see these beautiful pastures. There's about 100 acres or so here. That's
Almost
200 acres. About 200 acres of land. Absolutely beautiful. As I pan down, there's a beautiful tree-lined driveway down to the chateau home. As we go over here and we look off, more pastures, beautiful green grass. And you see the big barn off in the distance there, which we'll take a tour through in just a few moments. So that gives you a little idea of overview of what this place looks like. So we'll see you in just a moment at the next destination. Okay, now tell us where we are now.
Yeah, now we are actually at the golf course, looking towards the main house of the owner. It's two 18-hole golf courses, and it's pastures up there, and it's actually some pastures behind us by the lake. And yeah, this is just amazing surroundings, and it's quite a lot of hacking possibilities. Everything is like nature, well, it's like in park, what you call it, but it's like
you have your own park here.
yeah, it's like a park with a lot of birds, and it's really nice, and a lot of hacking possibilities. So
Absolutely beautiful. So you have hacking trails through all these beautiful woods and things here?
Start in the bottom
And the property actually, you said, even is on the other side of there? We
Yeah.
see something on the other side, a little building kind of thing?
Yeah.
Beautiful actual lake. I mean, this is actually an amazing place as we look around here. Give you one more view back to the top here. You can imagine riding a horse out here across country, you know, having
the
a
golf
gallop.
field.
I
Should be
can't wait. I
amazing.
can't wait. So once again, so what shall we see next?
The next, I think we should go up to the pastures and to see the stables, maybe.
That sounds perfect. We'll be there in a moment. Now, I wanted to stop and take a look at this. We're on our way to the stables, but this is so beautiful here. I had to just stop and take a look. As all of you know who live in California, you know that grass is something that hardly exists where we are. So to see these beautiful green pastures here are just absolutely amazing, to see these lovely horses out in this. It must be wonderful to be able to put your horses out in here and have
Yeah.
this kind of a place for them. I mean, this is really just what it's a horseman's dream here. I
Yeah,
mean,
it
everything
is.
you'd want. Cross country, beautiful pastures for the horses. Once again, I'm going to do a little pan shot here, give you an idea of where we're going here. Absolutely amazing. People are going to be so jealous of you, Lynn.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely
It's really
amazing
nice.
place. I want to put my horses in that pasture right there. Okay, let's keep moving. Now, give us a little explanation of where we are now and what we're looking at.
Yeah, now we are in our garden, if you can say.
In our
this
garden.
is the stables. It's in, because as you can see, the barn is at 3 floors. So in the well, first and second it's horses, and in the third is just storage.
Storage. So
Yeah.
2 floors of horses with 15 by 15 stalls.
Yeah.
It looked like the mare stalls were 50 by 50. How big are those in there?
I'm not sure. It's really big.
Very, very
It's
big.
really
More than enough room.
Yeah.
That you see, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm going to just do a little pan around shot so once again you can see where I'm standing here. There's the beautiful home on that side. I'm going to make the full circle here so you can get an idea of how amazing this is. Once again, big beautiful pastures that we just came by. And all right up to this absolutely beautiful barn. I can't imagine, it's just so wonderful that you've been able to and have an owner that's forethinking enough to want to let you do what you're doing here is really a wonderful thing, because I've seen very few facilities in the world to match this. And it's so important, I think, for horses to be in an aesthetic environment. I think
Yeah.
they respond to it. You know, I see when I
think
go to to stables that are just everything is dirty and dirt, and the horses look kind of depressed standing
Yeah, they
around.
do.
So fortunately, I don't think this is necessarily. She seems to be trying to aim this towards the general public and not just the wealthiest riders in the world. And creating a center where those of us who really want to do something and really want to enjoy the horses can come and get back to really having fun with the horses.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next spot. Okay, where are we now?
Now we are by the hot water. It's room for 6 horses under roof. It's automatic watering, good footing, really nice for
And of
turning
course,
out
with the
horses.
winter here, it's nice to have a nice enclosed building with a
Yeah.
beautiful roof on. I'm just going to pan around once again so you get a little sense of where I am here. Horse enjoying the sun out there today. And maybe I'll take a little walk up and into this indoor walking track. As I see, it's quite large, as I see from in here. You probably can't get a gist of how big this is, but unlike so many of these hot walkers that we see in the States that are really only, they're smaller than a 20-meter circle, this one it looks like it's, well, it's the size of this building, but I'm not sure what the footage is, but it looks more like it's maybe 60 feet across or something like that at least. So these horses really have a nice big wide track to be on, as opposed to so many of these hot walkers that I see today are so tiny, and the horses are literally going around a 6-foot circle. It's too small, you know, and they tend to dig a big track in it when they're like that. But this is really how you'd want one of these to be if you had the option to have one yourself. I'm just going to turn around here once again, let everybody see where we are. You can see up there's more pastures. This is the side of the big building. And look at this beautiful ramp here. This goes up to the 2nd floor of the building.
Well, actually for the 3rd floor.
This goes up to the 3rd floor, excuse me, which is storage, I assume, for feed and hay and whatever else. So, can I come and live in there?
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. And once again, you see the lake off in the distance. All right, we'll move on to the next place. Okay, where are we now?
Now we are in front of the stables on the 1st floor. As you can see, it's like made of a square. It's 2 private sessions, one on each side with 4 boxes. This one is for, well, normal horses, as you say. And the one on the other side is made for stallions. So it's a bit smaller boxes, higher grids in between, and very quiet and easy. And on the center line, it's 8 boxes, same size as above. Each horse can have its head out to see, and it's really nice.
Which is always very important to horses. We hate to see horses locked in dark boxes where they can't see another horse. It's always very important. I think the most important thing in keeping horses is that they can see other horses. They don't have to be able to touch them, but they need to be able to see them. Then they feel like they're in a nice herd. I'm going to take a pan around and give you a view of this building here. As we go up, you can see how amazing this barn is. I'm going to try to back up to get the whole thing in the picture, but you can see the 3 stories. So these are outside boxes. Now there are also plenty of inside boxes as well. I'm going to take a trip around the courtyard here, and I'm just going to make a circle so you can see. Once again, here's the entrance here that goes back out into the grass pastures. As I make it all the way around, an absolutely beautiful place. And once again, this is all the black you see is all rubber tiles. An amazing place. So what are we going to see next?
Well, maybe we can see some horses that are inside.
Let's go take a look at some of those. So here we are inside in one of the rows of one of the many. I get lost in this place. I'm not sure which floor I'm on any longer. Pretty amazing. But you have a lot of thoroughbreds here still.
Yeah, actually we do. We have 5 yearlings, and we have 2 retired racehorses that we are training for show jumping and dressage.
Very nice.
We have some jumpers. This is my horse. He's a jumper, but a good mover and quite a nice horse. This part was made for the thoroughbred stallions, as you can see, with the high
I see, they got a little extra added on top so they can't play over the top.
Yeah, because they're usually standing on 2 feet. But it's quite good, and they have a lot of room. Well, I think some are out, but this one is a retired racehorse. What did you say?
You know, it was really fun because we worked a lot of these racehorses, the ones they're rehabbing over the weekend at the clinic. There's some really wonderful horses, and it's really great to see someone who understands how to train these horses and understands that, I mean, the reason that thoroughbreds have disappeared from the riding scene so much is you really have to know how to train them. They're very sensitive horses, and they won't put up with a lot of the things that, you know, a very quiet warm blood will put up with. I mean, you try to beat a thoroughbred into submission and he'll kill you. It's kind of as easy as that. So it can't be done that way. So you must be very sensitive to them. And it's wonderful to see these horses having a second life here, and that's really what they're trying to do is after these horses come back, as it was in the old days, you know, and horses, thoroughbreds went to the racetrack, they came home, people didn't wreck them, and then they became riding horses and hunt horses and dressage horses. And all our early horses in America were dressage. But unfortunately, as dressage grew bigger and the warm bloods became, you know, more prominent, especially in the old days, because they were so dull in those days that people could get away with, you know, very inhumane training methods, which you could never get away with a thoroughbred. But it's really great to see now that they've bred so much more thoroughbred into the warm bloods. They're getting hotter, and we're seeing that become a problem for a lot of people. So it's really great to see someone who actually understands how to train these horses and loves them, as you can see. Now, I will say that I'm very proud to say that Lynn Teresa here used our first video in part of her master's thesis, and she has a master's thesis in
biomechanics of the horse and behavior biology. So it's like we were testing how the stretching and the low and deep riding affected the behavior and the motivation of the horse. and it was really positive results.
So they've proven scientifically that
Yeah.
this is the way to go, folks, and which has really, really been great. And we, as I say, we're seeing such a great outpouring of support for this all around the world. It's really going to be a wonderful thing to have a place like this where people can come and, you know, I don't think they'll ever have any abusers on this property. I can guarantee you after being here for a weekend that would never be tolerated here.
No.
So that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
So what should we see next?
Not sure, maybe we can go to check out the racetrack? Maybe?
Yes, let's check out the racetrack. I'd love to see this in the woods thing. You're making me very jealous. I want to get on a horse and gallop it through the woods, which I haven't been able to do for quite some time.
Yeah,
So let's go take a look at that.
That will do.
So now where are we?
Yeah, we are at the beginning of the racetrack in the forest.
Yeah.
It's for trotting and cantering, not galloping, but it's quite soft footing. It goes a bit uphill, a bit downhill, and a bit flat, so it's good for balance and to use the horse legs on different surfaces.
Great.
So
I feel
it's
too
really
much
nice.
today that there's so many people that ride today who've never been out of a flat arena. They have no idea if they would learn very quickly if they took the out of balance horses out, as I've seen so many people do in the hunt field and end up in the hospital because they have no idea how different it is, you know, when you really have undulating ground and varying terrain and this sort of thing, because people are so, as they say, they're so used to the fabulous footing everywhere they go, you know, and of course always on the flat. So let's take a look and just kind of get an idea. I'm going to spin all the way around here so you can see this goes for about how far down here?
It's 3 kilometers.
3 kilometers.
Yeah.
So that's about half a mile, something like that?
Yeah,
a mile?
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So that goes all up through the woods, and I can see there's actually, I'm going to walk out here so you guys can see the big road here and to see how we go around. What beautiful forest this is. You can see all the way back to the golf course and the house up there, and there's even trails I see coming up here in the woods. I suppose if you wanted something a little more challenging for your horses, you know, you take the smaller trails going off in the woods. But absolutely wonderful. I certainly hope the next time I come here that we go out for a gallop somewhere.
We should do that. Should be really
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, what a wonderful place. Thank you so much for giving us the tour. We look forward to seeing everybody. Our next clinic here will probably be in next May. We're hoping to have some destination clinics and maybe spend a week at a time here, something like that, and bring people on board, plenty of room for everybody to come. And would there be chances as we go into this, if people are coming from a long distance, it seems like you have quite a few horses, would be horses that good riders would be able to ride and use for lessons, this kind of thing, which is what we did this weekend as well, and it really worked out well. We worked with some of these wonderful thoroughbred horses that they're in the process of rehandling, and they also have a wonderful shoer here, who's your partner, I gather. And so they pretty much have an in-house thing. We're going to try to get Lynn Teresa here into saddle fitting a little bit so we can solve that problem. Then you'll have everything we have that you need here in one place. So I look forward to seeing you all. Thank you so much for taking us the tour and for opening your heart and home to what we do here. And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
All right. See you soon, folks.
See you soon.
Bye.